Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Under Committee Rule 9, we will now question the witness under the 5-minute rule. I ask members to keep your questions succinct so the witness has time to answer. I recognize myself for 5 minutes of questioning. Mr. Secretary, this committee's efforts helped lead to the passage of the historic No Surprises Act. However, the law's independent dispute resolution process has been mired in litigation, delays, and faulty implementation. Data shows that 77% of disputes are ruled in favor of providers, and the Brookings Institute now anticipates that the IDR process will raise costs and premiums, contrary to the law's goals. What is HHS doing to improve the operations of the IDR process under No Surprises Act? And are you concerned that the law's current implementation will raise health care costs for employers and employees?
Madam Chair, thank you for the question. And you're right, because there was a mad rush to try to make this independent dispute resolution process work, I think we saw that the gates got overcrowded. And as a result, we saw that there were delays. The arbitrators were wondering if they were going to get paid. There were a limited number of arbitrators. We think most of that has now sort of settled. We're now beginning to see that the cases that are coming through are eligible to be processed through this dispute resolution process. Initially, in that first year, we saw scores of these cases that were ineligible, and of course they took time. And since an arbitrator only gets paid for a case that's actually adjudicated and completed, arbitrators were getting very unhappy because they were having to adjudicate claims that didn't go anywhere.
But we're very concerned about the increased costs, so what are you going to do about that?
So by having been able to essentially scrub the system so that it now is much more efficient, so that the claims that come in will have an opportunity to go before an arbitrator, we're beginning to see them run a little faster. Because the courts have given us more guidance on how they wish to see us interpret the law, it should go faster as well.
Thank you. I'm concerned by regulatory overreach by HHS over self-insured health plans. The recent Notice of Benefit and Payment Parameters final rule and the Section 1557 Non-Discrimination in Health Programs and Activities final rule saddles self-insured health plans with new Obamacare regulations. Under current law, self-funded plans are not subject to Section 1557 or regulated by the Department of Labor. Will you confirm that it is HHS policy that self-insured health plans are not subject to HHS regulation? And will you commit to abandoning any unlawful HHS efforts to regulate self-insured health plans?
Madam Chair, let me make sure I give you accurate information because we have seen an evolution there. I don't want to give you an answer that's not complete. So if it's okay, let me follow up with you to give you the precise answer. Okay,
but we'd like that answer right away. No delays, please.
I commit to giving you that.
All right. I'd like to ask about parental rights in the Head Start program. The Head Start statute goes out of its way to describe parent and family engagement in Head Start services. In the department's recent Head Start workforce proposed rule, there's even language that claims to ensure, quote, programs are consulting and engaging with current parents and families to be involved in the methods the program uses, unquote. However, the proposed rule strikes from current regulations the requirement that parental consent be obtained for mental health consultation. What is the Office of Head Start trying to hide? Does HHS intend to complete mental health consultations on children without parental consent?
Madam Chair, there's nothing that's being hidden. What we're trying to make sure we do is provide the services that are important for any child in the Head Start program. We want to make sure that whether it is ensuring the physical safety of a child or also addressing any mental health concerns. We can try to follow up with you if you have particular concerns with some of the language, but I can guarantee that what's going on in this rule on Head Start, a proposed rule, is the best interest of the child.
Well, we will see, but we think that needs to be clarified and that you are not giving mental health consultations on children without parental consent. With that, I yield, and I recognize Mr. Courtney for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam